John Zaritsky is with us today from Vancouver. And also joining us from Edinburgh, Scotland is David Weeks. He's a consultant clinical neuropsychologist, and it was his work, the first major study of eccentrics, that inspired this film. Hello to you both.
Hi, Pia.
Hi there, Pia. Well, David Weeks, let's start with you. And this is a word we hear a lot, eccentrics. But define it for me. What makes someone eccentric?
Well, I think they're more or less permanently non-conforming, and they probably have been from childhood till about the age of 7 or 8. About 2/3 of them would fit that description, and maybe another 10 or 15% became eccentric in adolescence. And they just they're not different just on the weekends, but all throughout the week. They're very original people, very creative, and they're strongly motivated by curiosity, which, by the way, is only the only intellectual motivation there is. And they're very idealistic. They want to make the world a better place and make people feel better. And they have these happy, obsessive preoccupations, usually about 5 or 6 of them going on at one time. Those are the major 5 defining factors, but there's a few other ones, like they're reasonably intelligent, about IQ of 115 to 120. They're very opinionated and outspoken. Some of them have unusual eating habits and living arrangements. They're not particularly interested in the opinions of others, except in order to persuade them to their point of view. And they have this mischievous sense of humor, which really keeps them very sort of lively and makes other people really delight to be with them. And they're more frequently single or separated or divorced, and they've usually been married a few more extra times than most people have.
Well, they're interesting. That's the bottom line, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Was that why? It's like, it seems like an obvious question, but is that why you want to study them? I mean, here's these people who are just so interesting and different.
Well, I'm an American, and I spent the first 26 years of my life in America, and I knew that from the American point of view, Britain was regarded, renowned as one of the places in the world, the entire island. It was a veritable eccentric hotspot, so I thought I was quite lucky to be there, and where there are more eccentric people in most other places. I soon found out that once I moved my research into America, probably America and Canada probably have just as many as the United Kingdom does. There's an important social psychology question about what it's like to be a permanent nonconformist in our society today. What are the advantages and disadvantages?
And we'll talk about some more of your findings in just a minute. But John Zaritsky, I want to bring you into our conversation. You made a doc featuring people that fit into this definition. What was it like meeting all these eccentrics?
Well, I've been making films for over 40 years, most of them involving some form of death and destruction. And this was the most fun I've ever had making a film. Every day I'd look forward to jumping out of bed and wondering who I was going to be able to hang out with today. They were great people, and I couldn't have enjoyed them more. And in fact, found a lot of them very inspiring.
And as we move through our conversation this morning, we'll be meeting quite a few characters through that you feature in your film. And so let's focus on the first one. This is one of your main characters. Take a listen.
My name is Daniel Suelo, and I haven't earned or spent a single cent in 14 years, and I live totally without money. I've actually been sleeping in caves longer than I've lived without money, probably since the mid-90s. Here is one of my sleeping places. Cardboard for a pad, works great. When I had a job, a respectable job in town, I decided I didn't want to pay rent anymore, live outdoors. So I've lived in caves all up and down these canyons.
James Zaritsky, Daniel, the character there, the person there, I should say, I mean, he actually lives in a cave, which is different for sure, but the astonishing thing for me with him is, like, I don't know how in 2015, like from 2001 to 2015, you can live in North America without money. So how's he done that?
Well, he's done it in a variety of ingenious ways. He picks wild berries, fruits that he finds in the caves, in the canyons. also dumpster dives and gets a lot of his